We don't want that big Cinderella. They can have one, but two would be devastating. Play another Cinderella. What's going on with this deck? What deck did I choose? They do have the Shift Cinderella. That's what it'd be like. They quest for 3. Nani? What's up? I'm Ben, and this is Readysetink, and today we're talking about the red-purple deck. This is a classic red-purple. Some people call it RP. The technical name, Ruby Amethyst. That took me a while to say, gosh, because you just see the purple and you say purple. Or you could say the real word, amethyst, which is harder to say and much harder to type. Gosh, I have to look up how to type that word more times than once. This is classic because this is what it has become. The 2/2. Oh, this has all 4 libraries, and the libraries are here to absolutely make the green steels cry. The green steels don't have a good way to get rid of locations right now. The Anna is kind of good, giving +2 strength to be able to challenge into the castles. The castle's huge problem. It's got 4 be prepares, and it also has another be prepared in the form of a Sisu. It's only running the one of the Sisu, and it has 4 of these Sisus. It doesn't have any of the uninkable Sisu. That's also a 3 cost because you're not ice blocking. It's more valuable if you can ice block and then put something to 1 and then take it out, like taking out a Diablo. But that's not what this deck does. This deck hopefully can keep up the lore race against aggro by putting out Flynn and Sisu early, or it can go into the late game and clear boards with this and this. Brawl is here to take out early Diablos, and Brawl can also take out Hyrums, which is also really good against the red-blue matchup or blue-steel matchup. Getting rid of their Hyrums, getting rid of their draw engines is what you got to do. The library is a good new card from this last set that just came out. It says, whenever a character is banished while here, you may draw a card. Lots of people are preferring this over the castle because on turn 4, your most valuable turn 4 is usually the rabbit. Having more card draw lets you survive, lets you stay in lane, and that's what we like to do with red-purple. We want to stay in lane, stay in track. I am not a big fan of Madam M Snake. If it was up to me, no, maybe I am because it pairs so well with Flynn. Like you play down to Chernobog and then bounce it with the Mim, and then you play your Flynn the next turn, and then you have a 3-strength character that can like outclass most everything in green steel for a while unless they shift the beast on 3. It's a good deck. I've played against it a lot as a green steel main. This Maui also so good. It can one-shot anything it wants. It one-shots the Tinkerbells, one-shots the Beast, one-shots anything it wants. And then Medusa's here to clear shop, dude. Always so good. Never a dead top deck, except if you have 5 ink. If you have 5 ink, it's ogre for you if you play the Madame Medusa. So we're going to play this on ink table together, and we're going to play against green steel. Probably this is hardest matchup, and then I think we'll also play this against a blue steel and see how we'll do. So we're going to do 2 games in this video. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and remember to ready, set, ink.
Things that we learned in this video. Merlin Goat will never not win games. The amount of times that I win a game because I'm at 18 lore, even 17 lore, and then play a Merlin Goat and then pounce the goat or play 2 goats, it just always works. Merlin Goat always wins games. It's so good. Don't ink them. Use them later for good vibes. Number 2, Queen's Castle is the worst thing for Emerald Steel players. If you want to do the worst thing for your opponent, play 4 Queen's Castles. There's no way they can keep up with it. 2 castles on board, they're going to be cooked. And then it doesn't even matter if you get discarded because you're just going to like draw 3 cards per turn. If you have a couple characters at your Queen's Castle, it doesn't matter if you're discarded. You're not top decking. What's top decking if you're drawing 3 cards a turn? Am I right? And number 3, and most important, Maui has to challenge. He's reckless. Sometimes you forget things, and I forget in this video. How embarrassing.
We're going to go first because we need all the help we can get against this green steel. Maybe we should go on second so we could have learned more. Which cards to mulligan? Almost looks like a lot of it. Definitely the Be Prepared. Definitely the Maui. Don't need those right now. The Queen's Castle, like I said, is pretty good in the green steel matchup to put down. Maybe you don't need it that early, but that's what we got right now. We're going to ink the Sisu, play the Chernobog, and then we'll pass the turn. This gives us options if we draw into the Flynn next turn to play the Flynn. They Did not put out the Diablo, and that's good news for us. And we can safely snake this. But more bodies on board and questing. They could have let the Storm Mage on, but that's as early as 3. So I think we'll wait to put out snake. Why would we do that? Let's ink Maui. And we will quest here in a box. And then we're not going to banish it. We are going to play Madam Snake. And then we will bounce chair in a box back to hand and pass the turn. We have our snake out. And that's okay, because now they can't storm it. They can take away a song, but we don't have a song with the Ursula. That's key in this deck, is you don't want to keep your friends on the other side when you're playing against green steel. You want to make sure you either ink it if it's in your opening mulligan, or know that you're going to be able to play it on 3, because you don't want them ripping in the card that fast. We can ink Chernobog, I think. And then we are going to play our library. My wife makes fun of me for how I say library. And then I can quest my snake because, like, yeah, they could let the Storm Mage on and then do 2 damage, but are they gonna? And then we'll pass the turn. Then if we move this to location, we'll really be cooking. They put up a Prince John. This can sing Sudden Chill, but yep, they do sing Sudden Chill. We got to get rid of one. Is it going to be the Fox? Or is it going to be a Sisu? What's the benefit? The Fox is really good. We sure do like the Fox. Fox could heal this up. Whenever a character is banished while here, so it's not when I banish another character. Do I get rid of the Fox in this situation? It looks like the answer is yes. They get to draw a card with their Prince John because we discarded a card. We have to ink a Sisu, unfortunately, and then we will play a castle because I think that green steel can't deal with it. And then we are going to not move. All we can do, we can challenge the Ursula. So make sure that they don't have a target to like do extra damage with the, what's it called, Anna. Like Anna can't give that +2 strength and then take this out. Like if they do, ooh, hypnotize. We got to get rid of one, and it's going to be prepared because we're not going to be able to use it for a while. They put down the Hidden Cove, and they don't move it to Cove yet. We're up at 6 lore. They have a whole bunch in their hands, and luckily we can take out this Cove this turn. So we will challenge our snake into the Cove. And then we will play the Madam Fox to bounce snake to hand. And the Fox will attack that. We can move her to the castle. And we can ink the snake. That means that they can discard us down to a hand of no cards. But that's okay with us, because the castle will let us draw 2 cards next turn, because they won't be able to take out this castle. They have Sun and Chill. We're going to go down to a hand of no cards. They have 5 cards, but it's okay, because we're going to draw 2 with the castle. They shift their bird right away. We get 1 lore for library, 2 lore with the thing. We get to draw for the castle and draw for turn. The Fox is definitely way more than this, but if we ink it, we can get rid of this bird, and that's what we like to do. If we ink Flynn, we can play the Medusa and get rid of the bird. Maybe we shouldn't have done that, but they would have been able to discard us next turn. Like, we have to bet that they have the discard every turn. Do we want to quest this? The answer is yes, because they would have to like pay all the ink to do let the Storm Rage on or something to be able to get rid of this. They played on the Diablo. As expected, we go up another 3 lore just with locations. The locations against green steel is the way that you win. And then we have our win con right here. Do we do another castle? I think so, because it'd be so hard for them to deal with. So we will ink the goat because we won't want them discarding and getting it. Like, we have to ink. We have to get up to be prepared territory. Even though it was the goat, even though it was probably one of the best cards that we could have, we got to get rid of it. We play another castle, and that kind of secures game on board. We can quest both of these, quest the Fox, and quest the Medusa. And if they don't take out our locations next turn, we win. So, like, this castle gets 2 lore, this castle gets 2 lore. If they don't take out the library or if they don't take out a castle and 2 characters, we will win. It's as easy as that. And we can move this Medusa to the Queen's Castle. And you don't want to like pair up your characters on the castles. If you have 2 castles out, put 1 at each thing. So if they take out a castle, you're still going to be okay. You're still going to get to draw your extra cards. And then we pass the turn. And then it should be all over now. They play their Anna. They don't do a thing. We get to gain all of the lore just from the past. There it is. There's the win against the green steel. Going first against green steel. Definitely a good thing to do. We get to draw from Fox, draw from Medusa, and then we can load new decks. This matchup is going to be against the blue steel, seeing what's going on. The Queen's Castle isn't probably the best thing for the mirror, against blue steel, because in blue steel they have stuff like Rise of Titans and other location disruptions, especially the Cusco. The Cusco, when he comes into play, you can banish chosen item or location, not banish, but put into player's inkwell. Do we save the Brawl is a great question. The Brawl is useful against the Hiram. Do we want to wait until we get all the way up to there? Probably not. I think we're just going to mulligan this so we can keep our ink up and not our funny up. They're going to ink something. Do they have the Popsicle? They have the Fortisphere, which is basically a Popsicle turn 1. We get a Maui. We have to ink something. I think it's going to be the Crab. He seems like the least amount of value against this matchup right now. He might be good against the Chinpo. They play all the Fortispheres. They have 1 more Fortisphere left in their deck. We can easily quest our Chernobog and not banish him. We're not doing it. We're not following for it. And then we can ink a card. Is it going to be the Snake? I think the answer is yes. And then we can pass the turn. We're okay. They shouldn't have a rush that they could have Fire the Cannons or something like that to take out Chernobog. So maybe not the best idea. They play Cinderella. That's okay with us. We can Brawl Cinderella, but we're not worried about him shifting. We are worried about him taking the trade. So we will start by questing Chernobog's followers and then banishing him to draw a card. We can ink our Crab, maybe? No, I think we got to ink a Castle. And then we can play a card. Either we can play our Brawl to take this out, or we can play Friends on the other side to get geared up for next turn. But they're getting up to whole new world territory, which they might like to do on turn 5. So is that the best thing to do? It's a tough one. Should we get rid of Cinderella? I think we wait for the Hiram. We want to Brawl the Hiram. So we will play our Friends on the other side. We're going to hard play it. Weird choice. That's what we're doing. They have lots of stuff on board, and we have none of the stuff on board. They're going to pay 1 to pop the Fortisphere to give this bodyguard. That's AI being AI for you. And then they are inking a Tipo. I don't know. Our AI does not know how to play blue steel at all. That was crazy on their part. We can ink the Chernobog's followers. And we can play a Castle. Because it seems like they're doing some weird stuff. They can only do 4 damage to this Castle this turn. I like the Castle plays. But not really in this. Don't know why I went for the Castle in this matchup. Mostly because they're misplaying like crazy. Looks like this is a Heroes build. They still pop their Fortispheres, not seeing that we have characters on board. The joys of playing AI. We get to ink a card and play a card. We will ink our Snake. And check it out. If we put these 1-drops at location, we'd be chilling. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to play Chernobog's followers. We are going to play Magic Broom. And we are going to move those 2 characters to the location. Move Chernobog's followers to the location. And then we'll pass the turn. We're just trying to do the thing that the AI doesn't want us to do. Draw more cards, I guess. They could be at whole new world territory, so maybe weird choice. But that's what it do be like. They quest and then they whole new world. That's what it do be like. I should have noon. They draw 7, we draw 7. And we're almost in be prepared territory. Our Maui should be able to take this out because they wasted their Fortispheres on these. If they waited and Fortisphered one of these now, I wouldn't be able to take out their Ana. And that would have been the best thing for them. We get to draw for castle, and draw for turn. We can ink a card, which might be this Flynn at this point. Sisu would be crazy. We're going to ink friends on the other side because we don't need to draw any more cards. We can... I think the best option is just to Maui into Ana here, really. So we will play Maui. Boom. We're not going to draw with Magic Broom. We like having it there. And then Maui will get to challenge Ana. There it goes. Adios. We take 2 damage, but that's okay. And we can play a Broom, which isn't bad. Maybe we should have moved Maui to location, but we have all the options that we want right here. And we're not going to quest. We could take out their Cinderellas because they're definitely in shift range. I think we will take out a Cinderella by challenging it with Chernobyls. We don't want that big Cinderella. They can have 1, but 2 would be devastating. And we don't want to quest because we want that extra card draw, right? Nah. We're going to quest. We got to win the game sometime. And then we'll pass the turn. Those are my weird thought processes, but that's what it do be like. They play another Cinderella. What's going on with this deck? What deck did I choose? They do have the shift Cinderella. That's what it be like. They quest for 3. Are we going to be able to take out the Cinderella? We can with the be prepared. I say we be prepared and put down a Queen's Castle. That'd be the craziest thing. So we will quest. I don't know. How can we take this out? Do we have a brawl? We don't have a brawl, but we sure do have that. We can't have him questing for 3. Do we attack? Do we have another Maui? We don't. We don't have another Maui. So there's no way to take this out because it has resist 2. But we sure can quest the Broom. And we sure can quest the Broom. And we can ink a card the Snake. But if we play 2 Flynn Riders, that'd be crazy. Can they win next turn? They could get 6 lore next turn. I think we win by Flynn Riders here instead of doing the obvious things. So we will play Flynn Rider. Banish the Broom, draw a card. Banish the Broom, draw a card. We will play Flynn Rider. We will hard cast Friends. Now we'll play this one just in case they take this out. And then we'll pass, yeah? Oh, a challenge exists. That's crazy. I didn't think about that. A challenge exists. I couldn't just not exert him. Probably should have sang. That would have been the smart thing to do. Because now, I guess this is a 6 cost. Bummer. I totally forgot that I had to challenge with Maui. I was really banking on Maui getting us all the lore there. They quest with Cinderella, which is good for us. And then Grab Your Swords is going to clear our board. We made the wrong call, fam. They play Hercules in bodyguard position. They banish the Popsicle to heal 2 off their Cinderella. They quest. Incredible value. They heal the Cinderella to full health. It's too good. We can ink a Friends on the other side. We can quest our C2. Make sure you quest before you wipe. And then we can play the Be Prepared to wipe their board. Kills us 2, but that's okay. And then we still have 1 ink, so we can play our Broom. And then we can pass the turn. They're up at 9 ink. They play the Fortisphere. They play the Mickey Mouse. They play the Beast. They play another card. They can have a game on board. But they don't. And then the Magic of Goats. Yeah, we have game with just goats. or we Medusa and draw it out longer. The idea with this is you don't draw it out longer. You just play your goats. So we can quest our broom because we've done the math. We can get there and then we can play our goat. We're not going to banish to draw a card. And then we can play, you guessed it, the goat for the dub. That's how you beat blue steel even on the play. On the draw? On the draw. We were on the draw. Yeah, we'll banish the broom. Yeah, we'll get a snake, and then we can bounce a goat again. That's what it do be like. Thanks for watching. If you like playing red-purple, let me know in the comments so I can block you. Zuga Booga, I won't block you, but red-purple is a scary matchup is what I'm trying to get at. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you tomorrow.